Welcome. It's me, Miles44, and I'm back with another Cardfight Vanguard deck profile. Yeah, it's another one on Cray Online because, yeah, that's just normally how it is until I get ones in real life. I will be able to have a real life one very soon. I could do that soon, actually. Probably should do that. Um, but yeah, this is a deck I'm surely going to make in real life. We're doing the Goddess of Good Luck, Fortuna deck. The new Genesis deck is out and such. Um, the new type of Oracle think tank, but more soul chargy. So, yeah, it's a very good deck. I enjoy it a lot, and I just love how it plays and how it works. So, um, yeah, right. Alright, so let's start off with our grade 0. So, which of Prohibited books? Cinnamon. By far, she's the best grade 0. All you have to do is attack hit the Vanguard that's this unit boosts to grade 3 or greater Genesis. So just let it boost your Vanguard because it's kind of hard to keep, you know, guarding the Vanguard, especially with one like when you break ride it or something, even. Um, and you may pay the cost, which is move it into the soul, which is already another soul charge, and then you get the soul charge too. So that's 3 in the soul. And a lot of the stuff in the deck, it costs like the Fortuna stuff. It costs 3, or the break ride thing. It costs Soul Blast 3. So it's already you got one setup ready. You're good. um, so it's a really good card. Uh, I'll get to my triggers later, of course. And yeah, let's go to our grade 1s. So grade 1s, I have 2 Battle Maiden Tats. Oh my god, some of these names are so hard to pronounce. Jesus. Um, Tatsutahime. Tatsutahime. The reason I play 2 of these is because I like differing it between Existence Angel and this card, whereas you don't use Counterblast much. You don't really use Counterblast in the deck. None of the grade 3s use Counterblast, and there's barely any cards that use Counterblast, so it's kind of a good thing. It helps out a lot. So you Counterblast 2 when an attack hits a Vanguard during the battle that this unit boosted Genesis, you may pay the cost. If you do, you soul charge 3. So that's already another complete setup right off of it. I was thinking of playing more, but with the Counterblast 2 thing, it's a safer bet to play 2 and then play 2 Existence Angels to kind of even it out, get that little thing you need. Maybe 3 of these would be a good idea and 1 Existence Angel. But I feel like this works the best. I mean, I'm very my deck is Oracle Think Tank, and well, after seeing the Genesis and trying it out, I feel like it has the exact same thing in common with me. So there's something about the deck that it's in common with Oracle Think Tank, and I can play it just as well. You know? But yeah, I feel this is quite good. And then 2 Existence Angels. So when an attack hits a Vanguard that during the battle that this unit boosted Genesis, you soul charge 1. So you don't have to counterblast or anything. You just soul charge, and it kind of helps because your break ride soul charges on its own. So it kind of gives you that. Let's push it to that 3s so we can get the skills off. Um, so that's why I find the 2 Existence Angel and the 2 Tatsutahime very good. That's just me, but this is just how I play it. And then we got 4 Goddess of Self-Sacrifice, Kushinada. I don't even know how to say that word. Um, yeah, your 4 perfect guards. I love the new art. It looks so amazing. And this perfect guard in general looks really cool. Like the new little art style where it shows the 0 in the guard. Um, but this perfect guard, the way she looks and stuff, just looks really, really cool as well on top of it. So, perfect guard's a perfect guard. Drop a guard, nullify. That's it. Nothing really to explain there. And then we got three, which of the frogs? Melissa. I did want to play four of this, but I can't with the other cards I have to play. So what it does is it's Counterblast 1. When it's put in the drop zone from your soul, if you have a Genesis Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, call it to rear. Um, I find this very, very helpful because it adds pressure on top of Fortuna's limit break, and then if you brake ride and the grade 2 unit that goes with it, there's a grade 2 that's counterblast that, and I actually get them in the soul a lot. Uh, especially this one, the grade 1. I get them in the soul a lot, so it's quite helpful if, oh, I want to keep this hard card in my hand. I don't want to call it because I don't have that many cards in hand, and after the twin drive, I'll probably barely survive the next turn. So he's in the soul. You do the soul blast, boom, superior call. So uh, from the drop zone. So it's pretty handy. It's helpful to save cards in your hand. At the same time, it's helpful for an extra attack because it doesn't have to be on an open rear guard. It's rear guard, so you can get another attack off. You can get a fourth attack off. Like by combining this in the grade 2 or even the grade 2 and you get a trigger power to it, or it attacks a rear guard with 9k. That is quite annoying. You could pull out a few tricks with it. It's really nice in my opinion. If I do decide to change it, I'll probably throw in another Battle Maiden, Tommy, whatever it is. If you do decide to trade it, I'll throw in another one of Battle Maiden, Tatsutahime, another Existence Angel, and then another Witch of the Cat, Cumin. So 4 Cumins, 3 Existence, and then 3 of the Tatsutahime. That's what I recommend if you don't want to play Melissa. And if you don't want to play the grade 2, well, you just add another Paprika and then probably add like, I don't know, you could add like 3 caraways just to get that. I'm going to pressure you with me drawing, even though you kind of want to use the soul charge. That's why I find the grade 2 quite handy because it evens it out a bit more. There's a difference in Genesis deck later on, but that's because there's no kind of 12k attacker for this deck. Paprika is your 11k, so Paprika is kind of like your Mocha. But yeah, so Witch of the Cat Cumin. Let's go on to that. When it's placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, and you have a Genesis Vanguard, you get the Soul Charge. So free Soul Charge. I've been debating on playing 4 because it's just like you call, you Soul Charge. But the Existence Angel and stuff are really helpful because it kind of pressures your opponent to, you gotta guard this or I'm soul charging. And it's quite hard to do it. I get a lot of soul charges off of that, off of hitting my opponent because of Existence Angel or Tatsutahime. So that's why I play 3 of these. It's helpful for the just, you want to call and soul charge, but it's very easy if you have a roll of, if I hit you, you're soul charging. If I hit you, I'm soul charging, and they have to guard all of it. It's pretty hard to do that. So yeah, it just works. And then we got 4 Battle Maiden Sahohime, Sahohime. I did take away Caraway. I had 2 Caraways in this deck, but I look back at it, and you know what? I really don't need the Caraways. I want to save my counterblasts for my soul chargers because that's just what I need. I need to get the soul charge off. So with her, Counterblast 1, when it hits a Vanguard, if you have a Genesis Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do Soul Charge 3, she's the one you want to ride as your Vanguard most of the time. So you can get that Soul Charge 3 off, because that's already another set to hit. Obviously, most people who know how it works will guard this, but you get a trigger, boom, you hit. Unless it's a no pass, but you normally want to have your grade 0 behind your Vanguard, so that's 14. Unless you went second, and they're 10k, and they have to be a 10k as well, then it's a trigger to pass most of the time. So it's pretty nice. The other preferred ride choice is the Chamomile. Chamomile. I don't know how to say it. She's the counterblast one called a rear guard, which I'm about to show you. But yeah, you want to ride this most of the time. And if you can't ride it, you know, you ride her. Which of the birds? Chamomile. Chamomile. Where's the O in that? Oh, there's a O. Chamomile. Okay. So yeah, same thing as Melissa. Counterblast 1. When it's in the drop, put to the drop zone from your soul, you get to Superior Call it from the drop zone. So it's quite helpful, especially because sometimes, well, yeah, you have Melissa and her in the soul. A lot of the time I get that actually. And then Fortuna Soul Blasts, boom boom, you got another attack coming. And it really knocks out cards of your opponent's hands, especially because it's kind of like, well, I was only expecting one more attack, now this is not good. Oh, crap. um, it really helps keep the pressure on, especially with Fortuna's Limit Break. It just kind of destroys, you know? And there's no other good unit as well for the deck. I mean, there's Caraway, but you want to save your counterblast for the others. So she's very preferred and helps a ton. And then 3, Paprika. I don't. Did I say how many for Sahohime? I don't remember. I know with Cumin it's 3. With Melissa, it's Witch of the Frogs, Melissa, it's 3. Witch of the Cat, Cumin, 3. Battle Maiden, Sahohime, 4. And Witch of the Birds, Chamomile, 4 as well. And then 3, Witch of the Owls, Paprika. So when this unit attacks, if you have a Genesis, Vanguard, or Rearguard that has Limit Break 4, this unit gets power plus 3000 until the end of that battle. All your pretty much all your Vanguards have the Limit Break 4. So she's coming for 11 as long as you're on grade 3. So it's very handy. You don't have a 12k beater, but this is your, 11k beater. Can hit the Vanguard by itself probably, if it's not a cross ride or MLB. But well, otherwise it can hit the Vanguard. So it's really good. It helps, a lot. And if they do cross ride, well, you have 7k boosters. That's 18, so it's still a 10 to guard, and it helps keep that pressure up too. And then we got your break ride, 4 Oracle Queen, Himiko, on grade 3s now, of course. So its ability is Limit Break 4. When a Genesis rides, choose up to 2 of your Genesis rearguards. They get power plus 5,000 until end of turn, and choose one of your Vanguards, gets power plus 10,000, and gets auto Soul Blast 3. When it attacks a Vanguard, you pay the cost. If you do, draw a card until end of turn. And then on top of it, when Himiko attacks, you Soul Charge 1, and it gets power plus 1,000 until the end of the turn. So she can come for 19, pretty much, with 7k behind it. And if not, if it's the grade 0, well then she's coming for 17. So the only ones who can kind of stop her, well, less to guard would be cross rides. She's very good. She's the best break ride in my opinion. You give 5,000 to 2 rear guards, you Soul Blast 3, you draw a card when you attack, and your Vanguard gets 10,000. Plus, she Soul Charges every turn. So, every turn you attack with her, which is really good, especially if you're trying, if you try to not get, if you try to not get to 4 damage so soon, and, guard a bit, also depending on what your opponent gets as triggers, and depending on what you get as triggers too. But most of the time it's okay. You'll be fine. You'll be able to Soul Charge a few turns, and maybe there's an Existence Angel behind it and it hits a few times, and boom, you Soul Charge a few more now. So it's a really dirty combo, with all this Soul Charging in this deck. It's kind of like, well, you're gonna get that big Soul Charge anyway, but I'm gonna try to stop you as much as I can. Sigh. And then we got 1 Eternal Goddess. Iwanagahime. I never know how to say that. The reason I play one of her is because I get Fortuna a lot of the time, and I only play 3, I get to break ride Fortuna a lot of the time. If not, I'm stuck on Himiko. If not, I just ride Fortuna. It's very rare that I kind of get her, but when I get her, I normally use her, and she's very helpful when I use her and get her. So her limit break is Soul Blast 6, retire all rear guards in your opponent's front row. So you knock out 2 units just by Soul Blasting 6, which is very good. Um, and if you have enough, you can even do it again next turn. So it's really nice. And then, she has her own little skill, activating skill. You Soul Blast 3 and it gets power this unit gets power plus 5,000 until end of turn. So she can attack for 16 by herself, which is very nice, very good. Makes it very powerful. And it's a nice little add-on threat, kind of like, you got Fortuna pressuring you with her limit break, which is really, really very, it's very intense, the pressure you kind of get from Fortuna. So then you slap on this thing and retire it after Fortuna's done her job, and you just get rid of the 2 rear guards and going for the kill. So I normally don't get it like that, but if normally I don't get to ride I don't even know how to say it. Iwanagahime. But when I do, I retire 2 units and win the match. That's kind of how it is. So, when I get her, she wins the match for me. I mean, normally I win with Fortuna, but if I really need it, she gets that win for me. So it's nice to have one of her. I've been thinking of playing 4 Fortunas. I kind of want to, but at the same time, she's very helpful, and I don't want to toss her out for how helpful she is. So, I'll see. I'll probably make my decision later on. There'll be like a 2.0 version, and it's like, okay, I decided if I'm keeping her or not, or what I'm doing. Maybe there's 3 of her, 3 of the break ride, 3 of Fortuna. I don't know. 3 of her would make no sense though. It'd be 2 that would make sense actually. Um, but yeah, so finally we got our trump card, the one card we all came for, Goddess of Good Luck, Fortuna. I'm sorry these deck profiles are so long. I just get into such detail with these cards and why I use them. Limit Break 4, Soul Blast 3. When this unit drive check reveals a grade 1 or graded Genesis, you may pay the cost. If you do, put the card that you drive checked into your drop zone and perform an additional drive check. So, and she also gets that skill like Iwanagahime gets Soul Blast 3. This unit gets 5,000 until end of turn, so she can come for 16 by herself, which does save you a card in hand, I guess, as well. But it'd be preferred that you don't do that. Like, don't save that card in hand. Call it. Probably a good idea to add pressure. But yeah, with the Soul Blast 3 and the Limit Break, it's whenever you reveal a non-trigger, basically. So whenever you don't reveal a trigger, you can use a Limit Break, which is really dirty if you're trying to go for the win. You could just keep Soul Blasting and Soul Blasting and Soul Blasting. I don't normally do that, though. I normally keep it at a limit. Like, if I drive check a grade 3 after I've Soul Blasted, I debate on whether to Soul Blast again, because that grade 3 can kind of hinder you, unless I have like a perfect guard in hand, then I don't mind. Or I need a rear guard that's strong enough. Or if my hand's okay, if my hand's fine and I can hold it off, I won't Soul Blast again. But if you really know you can win, I just say go all out with the Soul Blast. That's what I like to do. Always works. Sounds crazy, but it works. And yeah, it helps you kind of get rid of your grade 3s that you don't need and kind of search through it, search through your deck. Make your deck smaller. The cards you need are still in there. Well, now you'll probably get them easier and, get those crits and stuff. Speaking of which, we got to go to triggers still, and we're going to hit the 20-minute mark very, very soon, so we might want to hurry. But yeah, so that's why I find her very good. She's probably, other than that new one that came out in the anime, she's, I don't know which one I like better. That Minerva. Yeah, but shh, that's not out yet. um, yeah, she's very good. Uh, she's a very powerful Vanguard, and it's not an easy one to beat, that's for sure. But yeah, okay, let's go to triggers. So we got 6 draw. I tried 8 crit and 4 draw, but the way this deck works, it doesn't work. I kept losing every time I played it like that. I went back to 6 crit and 6 draw, and I kept winning again. So it is kind of like an Oracle Think Tank in a way. So we got 4 Bandit Danny for the draw, and then 2 Fancy Monkey for the rest of the draw. And then for crits, 4 Battle Maiden Kukurihime, Kukurihime, and then 2 Cyber Tigers, and finally 4 heal, which is large pot witch Laurier. Yeah. Alright. Well, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a little longer than some of the other ones, but yeah, you know, I get into detail, especially with the decks that I know very well, and this is one of those. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile, though, and, you know, let me know what you think, I guess. Remember to like and comment, and remember to subscribe if you want to see more from me. I got other stuff on my channel, too. Don't forget. Also, you could try the deck out if you want to, and if you want to battle me on Crown Online, just let me know. Add me on Skype or whatever, because my Skype and Twitter will be in the description below as well. And that's about it, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.